Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Super Friends. Tonight, I'm not going back out. I'm going straight to it because I have no time to waste. I've been podcasting all day. It's political season. So tonight, we're going to get into it because it's been a stressful week, but it's been damn sure trending weekend news. First, I'm gonna go to one of my best friends residing outside of GA. You will know him tonight as Super Mario Senior.
Hey, what's going on, man? Everybody out there in TV, internet, and every land that we are broadcasting to. I stay in Stockbridge, not Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
It must be known. All right. Next, I'm going to the man that leaves his office. Right now, it's tight season, so he's going to advertise every damn chance he gets. He's wearing a T-shirt that highlights his office. You will know him tonight as Zay, the ladies' man who does taxes for Team Fire of Infinity Taxes, located on Palm Beach Lake Boulevard in Florida. Call him. He will take you to lunch for all refunds over $1,000 on return.
And he ain't lying. Boy, hey, I like that little twist you put on there. I need to hire you for a jingle. How y'all doing, my brothers?
Yeah.
What up? What up?
No, not at all. Can't forget y'all too then.
Hey, man. Shout out to our little brother Norman right in the comments.
We use little lightly.
We see you, Fantasia. We love you. Listen, Derek Burns, we see you out there last night. Derek Burns was out there doing the shuffle butt on the waterfront. They had some kind of musical event for seniors out there. He was out there. Nika, we see your little mango colored ass too. All right. Nika Falana. And last but not least, I'm going to give you the guy that gives me grief every week. His name this week is Chris Tonda D. You got Tonda D? You son of a bitch. You got me again. Chris Tonda D.
Thank you. But that's none of your damn business. I'm glad to be here. I almost didn't make it. I had to drop my daughters off. Of course, it's no school today for President's Day, so I had to drop her off, and I almost didn't make it. But I'm happy to be here, man. You guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I said it twice too. I got you, Chris. All right. Nika, since you want to be a part of our cast, hit the share button. Invite all your heathen friends and single ladies to this conversation because we're trying to change lives. I'm going fast tonight. I don't usually go fast, but that's another subject. Hey, listen, trending news. I want to talk to y'all. This was not on the producer credits for the show, but listen, I'm watching basketball the other day. Football season is over. And then even though I'm a Duke fan, one time for the Blue Devils, I'm watching and I see these miscreants again. I'm watching a game between, it was Wisconsin and Michigan, and I see my old Fab Five legend, who is now a coach for Michigan, go to, what's the word, fisticuffs? So I'm watching and the game where they go to shake hands and whatnot. I don't know what words were said, but I've seen the longest jab since Dr. J hit Larry Bird occurred during that thing, man. So I thought he was gonna get fired, bro, but I just thought that was so hilarious. But then you got a team full of people that's already ready to get crunked. My coach throw a blow, so now that means all hell got the green light to go on, man. So I don't know if y'all seen it. Chris, what you started, man? You a basketball coach. What's going on with that, man?
Well, I mean, I gotta say I was disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big, huge fan of Juwan Howard. All the way back from Michigan days, he also played for I think the Heat and he was doing some coaching for the Heat before he went over there. So, I think it was upsetting. And doing a little backstory, doing a little the research. There's unsaid rules in basketball where you don't if you're losing, you don't score at the end of the game. Just a lot of unsaid rules, and I think two unsaid rules was broken in this situation. What led to this? One, Wisconsin was already winning the game. They had took their starters out, and Michigan was still pressing. You can do that. It's within your rules. It was in your right, but it's an unsaid rule that you shouldn't do that. also, and vice versa. If the team got his second string out there, don't press them. Those guys is at the end of the season. You want to get those guys some time. And the Wisconsin coach called a timeout when they was going to get I think an 8-second call from pressing. Normally, you take the violation, get other team back the ball, and there's no harm, no foul. But I think that's what set Juwan off. Again, I think it's unfortunate because now it's set off a situation where they kind of got in a mini brawl, and it's hard to tell your kids to stay composed when your coach lost it. So now when he's trying to teach his kids a lesson about composure and to be able to go through adversity, because you're going to get stuff like that, name calls and things said to you on the court. It's hard. It's going to be hard for him to relay that message to them kids. So I think that's unfortunate, but luckily it ended just in suspension for the rest of the season. But I think it was warranted.
Zay, what are your thoughts as somebody who I remember kicking the ball into the trees after you didn't win a game one time? What are your thoughts about the game?
I didn't get to catch what actually brought it to fisticuffs, but I know it was a hit. But I don't know, man. My waffle color brother showed up and he put hands on him. For that, I must salute him because he did something to him. But I can't say that I condone it because you are leading and you got to lead by example, especially with young men. So that part was unfortunate, but thank God it was only a suspension. Now that, was good because he could have lost his job. So got to be thankful for that.
Well, I'm sorry. I actually thought that he would have lost his job. And I do think, listen, ain't a lot of black coaches out there. And you got to know it's not fair, but it's just the truth. You always had that microscope on top of you. So that's going to follow him forever. Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Juwan Howard, for what he mean to Michigan, I don't think they could have fired. That's why, even when we were discussing this earlier, I just don't think that you could fire him. I think even if they had to suspend him for summer next season, he just mean too much to Michigan, and they trying to build back up their fan base and all the alumni that pour into that school about the Fab Five. Not to mention they sponsored by Jordan. He's one of Jordan's friends, so I just know that those ties. It's good to see that nepotism and favoritism works in our favor as a black man one time. So shout out to the people who was screaming, "Don't fire him," because I'm pretty sure, Horace, they wanted to let his black ass go. I agree with everything Chris said, except for one point that he put in. Well, I agree with everything. It's not itself. I'm just going to add a point. When Juwan Howard was walking down the line to shake hands, he clearly was mad. The guy approached him. The coach approached him. He said, "Back up. I don't want to talk about it." The coach grabbed him with two hands like, "Nah, let me explain." At that point, I'm saying, as a man, once I verbally tell you, we're done, I don't want to communicate about this, you need to keep walking. Because you don't have, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why he didn't get fired. Because when you look back that, I tried to deflect and say, go on about your business. But you're trying to force me into having a conversation with you when I'm telling you that I'm not in the mood or in the mind state to have a conversation with you. Now, everything after that, I agree with Chris. Because no matter what, it's going to be hard for you to teach kids to have composure when you just show lack of composure at a moment that's definitely going to arrive again in sports. That's going to happen. Not to mention that you might go into the basketball tournament and have to play them again. Then what? You see what I'm saying? So now it's like it's so much stuff to go to that, and you become a liability of some sort because you're a representation because you are a great basketball player, not only in Michigan, but in the NBA. So, a lot of those kids aspire to be you. So if this is the actions, it's not just a regular coach. You had a professional career to the highest level. So, like Horace said, I'm glad he didn't get fired. I'm glad it was, he got suspended for the rest of the season. Hopefully he go take some anger management and understand his ways. And he really behind the scenes explain to those little guys, because most of those guys he coaching is African-American young men, and we can't afford to have outbreaks and unself-controlled moments like that, because our ramifications will be a lot more deeper than to somebody who have not proven themselves in the world as far as Juwan Howard did. So that's what I got to say about Juwan.
All right. Well, first off, I didn't say I'm glad he didn't get fired. Second of all, I would like to say that it might work in his favor as far as marketing. This new character, see, because everything's so fake and scripted. So believe it or not, to see him kind of have an emotion, or some people may see it as passion. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we losing, and you broke the golden rules, as coach, as Chris said. Yeah, I can really understand that. I just think we already face a lot of unfair stereotypes and stigmas. So I'm glad you guys gave that backdrop as far as his relationships, because having equity means a lot. And when it comes to equity and those dollars, you're not firing Jawan Howard. You firing some business connections that come with some money. So with that being said, it's easy for me to transition into this. Everybody on the screen, every male, don't say it's black or white, because you could take a whole bunch of racist people and put them in the stadium during a football game, and all of a sudden racism is went out the window when it comes to NFL football in America, right? Now, with that being said, somehow with our consumer base and the fanship, like everybody got a team, it's amazing for us to put so much into an NFL league, National Football League, where we don't have much stake. We don't have much visibility as far as management and ownership. And a coach that played for the Miami Dolphins, a team that I take pride in saying could suck every winner in America, was exposed after firing African American head coach that came in and actually provided some results. I've always been suspect of the Miami Dolphins because they've had some great teams, yet losing seasons. And I said this to Xavier years ago. I said, I believe that they're tanking the stock because to owners, it's all about money. It's all about business. It's a business to them. Now, as fans, we're about winning championships and setting records, but that's just how real it is when you lay it down. So Brian Flores, after being fired unfairly, he actually confessed that, and exposed that he was paid to tank jobs, to lose games, which when you think about it is kind of diabolical, because if that same coach loses games, they will justify that to say why African American coaches aren't successful in the NFL, right? And during a segment with, I think it was the Pivot or I Am Athlete, Hugh Jackson, another African American coach, said that it was true. And now players have come forward after this courageous moment by Brian Flores to say, yes, we are offered to lose games. Now, I will say Brian Flores has been hired by the Pittsburgh Steelers, another team that I hate, as a defensive assistant, I believe. You guys can correct me later. However, before that, in fair debate on I Am Athlete, Hugh Jackson had highlighted that the coach for Pittsburgh, who was African American, had failed to provide jobs and opportunities for fellow African Americans, despite Bruce Arians, who played for Tampa, having a predominantly African American staff who provided more opportunities. So, with that being said, I want to give all that backdrop as the host to ask this question. This man took a stand similar to Kaepernick, but he was given a job, so that's great. I want to know what's your take on it. How do we proceed? Do you think that this is something that was much needed? Do you think it'll be something successful? Do you even think it'll be impactful as far as changing the reality that there are not a lot of black coaches, not a lot of black owners, and other than athletes, we don't really have a presence in a $1 billion industry, a $1 trillion industry that we all love. Let's go to the sportsman. I'm gonna go to Mario first instead of Chris. I'm gonna go to Mario first.
Well, I was happy to see that a brother bit the bullet and said, I don't care what people think, I'm gonna hire another brother. and it was just a great, should I say, notion that the Rooney's family once again is the great white hope of the NFL, because once again the Rooney Rule started in Pittsburgh, and it's so fitting that right now they gave Mike Thompson the authority and the power to say he can hire who he wants. So he exercised his authority and said, "I'm gonna hire him." Now let's get this straight. It was a favor because he was looked at as trying to get blackballed. It wasn't a favor as qualification, because he's overqualified for the job he's currently in. So not only did the Pittsburgh Steelers win by securing him in this position, because their run defense was horrible, and he's a defensive genius. So Pittsburgh is going to be better next year because of this, because they couldn't afford him, and he probably wouldn't have took this job if these circumstances hadn't happened. But I want to say I'm proud of Mike Tomlin, because he earned the right to do this too, and never having a losing season. And I think that gets overshadowed a lot, because he is going to be a Hall of Fame coach the minute he retires. So I'm proud of this whole situation. And once again, I just want to say this one last thing, and I'm give it back to Horace. In 2003, the Rooney Rule was inducted, if I'm right. It was 3 black coaches then. It was one when Brian Flores, almost 20 years later, when he started this lawsuit. So even though the Rooney Rule was implemented, as we see, it's damn sure ain't working. So good job, Mike. And I wish other black coaches will use their nuts and do the same thing.
All right, I just want to highlight that Super Mario is a Dallas Cowboy fan, as well as Zay's Dolphin. Cowboy fans, I dislike y'all as well. So I just want to make sure that I am very adamant in telling you I dislike the Dallas Cowboys. Chris, Chris.
Yeah. Okay. The way I look at it is this. I look at it. This kind of puzzles me, to be honest with you. Okay, Brian Flores, and when I first heard about it, it emotionally triggered me, and in the same way that the Kaepernick thing emotionally triggered me. It was so bad that I felt so outraged that I wanted to boycott the Super Bowl. I didn't say it to nobody, but I kind of wanted to not watch it. But then, after a little while, the emotions subside, and I started to try to think a little more logically. And when I do that, I think to myself, I don't know if he's able to win this case. And I tell you why. The buzz around the NFL is the lack of black coaches. At that time, we filed the lawsuit. It was only one black coach. So I'm guessing that he's going off of being discriminated because he was a black head coach. Now, I don't know if he could win that, because when I look him up, he's of Mexican descent, Honduran to be exact. His father is a Mexican immigrant. So how can you prove that you were discriminated because you was black when you are half Mexican? And there's only one Mexican coach in the league right now anyway. Same as black, Ron Rivera. So I don't know how you can prove that. When it comes to the Rooney Rule, I get it, but to be honest with you, the Rooney Rule only enforces the interviewing of coaches, not of minority coaches, not the hiring of minority coaches. So technically, those you got something to inject here?
Yeah, I just wanted the lawsuit is because Bill Belichick had congratulated him before he went to the interview. The Rooney Rule says you have to interview and seriously consider minorities. Mm-hmm. He was never seriously considered because the job was already given to a white guy. That's where his lawsuit come in. Not that the black coaches. That's just a speaking point. The lawsuit is that you brought me in as a pawn to fulfill this false narrative of the Rooney Rule when you had already gave the job to a white guy. Okay. That's where his lawsuit come from.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware of that. I was. You know what? I actually did know why he filed the suit, but I thought it was going over there in the avenue of discriminated because of his color or something like that.
It is.
But, and I get that, and I totally get that. But what I say is this: I've seen us, come to his rescue and start to fight for him. But what I don't see is Mexicans. What I don't see is Hondurans, to be specific, equally outraged and equally want to protest and equally want to fight. So I feel like if I'm going to be half mad at something, then it makes no sense for me to be mad at all. So I wish that brother luck. I wish whatever happens to him happens to him. But when I see his heritage, Mexican, Honduran, to be exact, I mean specific, when I see them outraged the same way we are, because we seem to jump on a lot of these things, and I understand that. But when I see them do it, I will join back in, and I'm willing to fight. But if I'm gonna be half mad, I'm not gonna be mad at all. That's just how I look at it.
All right. Well, class action lawsuits are actually going to work a little different. The disadvantage, well, your argument point would be this: the fact that the commission is one thing, but the billionaires all the owners run the NFL. So it's going to be hard. I think that case going to they're going to pay damages. I don't think they're going to lose the case, but I think they're going to end up paying damages because they are going to be shown to be guilty. Zay, the latest man who is a Miami Dolphins fan, a team that has not won since 1972.
Hey man, only undefeated team that ever been. Take that, put
Not
that in
really.
your pipe and smoke it.
Not that's not totally
It's all
true.
good.
Regular season.
Whatever you say, my brother. The record is the record. Win or loss column. But no, I am gonna say this though. He slid. He got in. He got God's grace. I didn't think that he was ever gonna work in the NFL again. To be honest to you. So shout out to Mike Tomlin for that move, because that's definitely unity that we as Black people, like Chris is talking about, need to see more of. So I just wish the brother the best in both arenas. In his new job, I hope he goes in there and shows the hell out. And inside of that lawsuit, and I hear what you're saying, Chris. He's not, 100% Black. I think it might be under the minority clause. I'm not sure how that lawsuit is worded, but they're jumbled in with us. LGBT, brown, plaid women, and Black people make up the minorities. So if he's fighting on that case, then he'll be all right. But you are correct. We do stick our nose in other people's fight, and we cannot unify ourselves to liberate ourselves, which is amazing to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Zay, on that. But listen, I've said that for the longest. In fact, I want to do a show where we highlight and come back because the Black Lives Matter movement that we were skeptical, we took some shit for it, is now being kind of exposed. And the government, if they don't reveal some documents, is about to be in a whole lot of trouble within 30 days. So we would definitely bring that show back to everybody. Listen, I was not familiar because I didn't watch I watched the clip, so I didn't see the interview in its entirety. Maybe one of y'all have more insight. But Cam Newton, NFL superstar, was having a podcast conversation with Brittany Rayner. So I don't know how to describe her, but she had a discussion with Brittany Rayner, and the question tonight was, would you date a woman who was perfect for you but was a cheater? So I didn't get all of it because the whole conversation, the bits that went viral, I thought kind of was not linked to this question. But I would like to ask you guys that. I'm gonna go to Zay, you the latest man. So would you date a woman who was perfect for you, but she was a cheater?
It depends. Now, I don't want to wait, but just be quiet. Let me answer. I appreciate it. I'm gonna say this: you can't help who you love, and that's the truest statement ever. So he may be in love with her because we know some guys like that who really love this woman, and she wasn't, shit. Be honest to you, but he still continued to date her, whether it was sneaking, but he kept doing it. So, I guess to answer the question, would I date a person that was perfect for me that was a cheater? Probably so. I'm a South Florida guy. We like donks. We like to repair on things that are broken and make them whole and pretty again. So I would probably be up for the physical challenge. I might. It all depends. I like the way you connect. However, I that wouldn't be my preference. I'll be honest to you. I don't want that world to hurt.
There's a moment where I thought you was
but
the
that's
one
my
to
answer. That's what I got. I probably would.
and then you say something to totally redeem yourself, man. That might have been
Something
your
like
best
what?
moment. It might have been your best moment in a while, my guy. Yeah, like the repair, huh? Chris.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with Zay on this one. I think the answer is yes for me.
Okay.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that simply I will never ever be shocked.
Me either.
Okay. I'm one of those
Forget them, dog.
that
job,
will
Toy.
never ever be shocked or surprised that a woman cheated. Like I just won't be ever shocked about that. I believe that women cheat at the same rate as men. I believe that they don't cheat better. I believe that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to be shocked that a woman cheated on me. So I'm probably thinking if she's perfect for me, yeah, she probably will. But the thing about that, the conundrum I have is this: I have a zero cheating policy. If you cheat on me, I'm leaving you. Period. I'm out of here.
Amazing.
But I'm one of the easiest people in the world to cheat on. I'm not going to look through your phone. I'm not going to question you where you've been at. I'm not going to try to stalk you. I'm not going in initial dating. I'm not going to ask you, are you a cheater? I'm not going to inquire about that. So I'm never going to accept a phone call. I'm never going to accept a phone call man to man from another dude that want to talk to me about my lady and shit like that. I'm going to hang up the phone. So unless one of my close homeboys tell me that they seen it, then I'm never I'm never even gonna go looking for it. I'm never gonna go looking for something that I know is gonna hurt me, and especially I know that it's gonna make me leave you. Especially if I think that everything else is perfect, I'm not gonna go looking for that shit. So I'm pretty easy to cheat on. So if you're gonna cheat on me, then just do it well. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't control women. I don't have any control over woman. If it's on another woman's body, that belongs to her. It does not belong to me. So whatever she chooses to do with it, that she chooses to do with it. I like living in my world. I honestly do. I like living in my world. And if you cheated on me, I even rather you not tell me. I would rather you live with that guilt and that whatever you got to carry that weight. Because if you put that shit on me, then I'm gonna leave you. Then I'm gonna be hurt about the shit because I'm gonna want you back for real. But I'm principle driven. So yeah, I think I don't know. I hope that answered the question.
Well.
Chris.
What's up,
Chris?
I don't normally agree with you, my brother, but you had some damn good points there. You know, I'm one of them ones that are like, I once cheated. How can I not think that the karma is not gonna come back to me at one point or another? So I'm gonna have to be able to and look at this and be like, you know what, Zay, can you accept it? And it's either yes or it's no. If I can accept it, damn, I gotta do better, but then I'm gonna have to hold you accountable. You gotta do better too. We can't have this. This can't just keep going now repeatedly. I don't know. That tests the question for me because I don't know if it's just gonna be happening every 4 o'clock, and I'm gonna be all right with that. That shit, that's not gonna fly. I can be honest in that. But if you did it once or twice, like you say, Chris,
that shit, I'm out of here.
Oh boy, the irony.
I'm not.
Yeah, if you're good enough that my homeboys and my family not coming to me telling me about some of the crap that's going on, I'm gonna actually probably think that you really, really love me because you went to great lengths to make sure that I don't know.
Exactly.
But
that's how you have longevity cheating. But listen, since I've made the proper screen adjustments to Cheater's Row, let me share this. Listen, I was cheated on once, and then I didn't take it personal. I said, well, this hooker does not want to win in life. Okay, you had me, that want me. So the question is, somebody is perfect for you, but they cheat. No, because I'm more of a soft guy, right? So our Uncle JT taught us, listen, when I got cheated on, I said something cool. I was like, I expect you to cheat. And then she fell out and rolled it on the floor like she was on fire. I was hurt inside, but I was like, I expect you to cheat. So if you trained up to be that way, you kind of like, okay, there you go. That's my first one. I got cheated on. You know, I really couldn't understand it. I didn't get the logic because my ego was so up there. Monique, I know you ain't laughing.
I know it.
You tell it on her.
Yeah, she always in the comments. But listen, the funniest thing was
it still hurts.
Nah, because we were kind of trained to be that way. What I'm saying now is, now that we have grown up, Like, no, she can't be perfect for me because I kind of value the small stuff. I value me being the only person swimming in this damn pool. You know what I mean? I go to work, there's people jumping all in this thing. No, no. So I couldn't deal with somebody because I am, and especially in this era of boy, you can't trust nobody. You know what I mean? So I don't want to because my woman couldn't be honest with me, and she trying to have her cake and eat it too. I'm in the casket with baby hair because my wife messing with somebody who got a sick pickle. So no, I cannot take those. I cannot take those gambles anymore. Right? Earlier, like I said, we was toxic. I'm cheating, she cheating. You know, it's different. But now, nah, I cannot do that, man. I definitely cannot. So my answer is going to be no. The perfect woman for me ain't on paper. The perfect woman for me is somebody who's going to live and die by me. You know what I mean? We're going to have one of those fake fairy tales like she's about me. Even as two rats living, like we broke, but we in love. I'm going to try to do that Tyler Perry movie script shit, but nah, I don't care how much money she got. She can't be out here getting rolled like a bicycle. Nah, Mario.
That's a good. Y'all answered the question pretty good, but if you watched the interview, it was more in depth. So let me give you a background on it. They was talking about everybody has a flaw, right? So everybody has something. So you got a person who some people not gonna be able to make money. Their weakness is they're gonna be broke. Some people they're gonna be out of shape. Some people they not gonna be fun. Some people gonna be infidelity. So then she was saying, could you date a woman of everything else you've embodied or pictured in a woman is there, but her thing is infidelity. Like she cooks, she cleans, she's a good mama, she's a good breadwinner, she don't disrespect, all that's there, but you caught her cheating. And to answer that, and I think right now what y'all answered is, do you think a woman can cheat? I think that most men understand that we can't control or stop a woman from cheating. That we know that.
Right.
But the point is, I don't think I would ever go into it knowing that you're going to cheat on me. No, you're not perfect for me.
No.
I agree 1,000% what Toya said. For one, I'm a trust person. I have to be able to trust you.
Right.
So I'm not naive to think that you won't not break my trust because we are human and nobody's perfect. But I'm saying I want your intention to be that you are trying to do the right thing all the time. And at some point, if you did that and we crossed that bridge, I'm agreeing with what y'all saying on the fallback. I'm probably not gonna leave. I'm probably gonna be hurt and probably gonna work it out and all that kind of stuff. But I do like to live in the world where I think that even though it's a possibility that you might cheat on me, I don't know you're cheating on me. That can't be hanging over my head that your thing I don't like about you is that you're cheating. That I'm not strong enough. My ego is not masculine enough. I cannot walk through life and then prepare a future for a person that I think is cheating. That just can't happen. I can't function in that world where I'm knowingly laying down with, and I don't know if you've been with Tom, Dick, or Harry. Now, some people, I'm pretty sure in the crowd's going to say, wow, listen to these men. They do not, I can't believe this. Much as men tell women to come back and forgive. Yeah, because that's what we want you to do. I'm pretty sure the lady that cheat on me would want me to forgive her too. So I'm talking from my perspective. And my perspective is, hell no, I'm not going. I'd rather you be broke. I'd rather you can't cook. I'd rather you can't dress. I'd rather you be out of shape. I don't want you to cheat. So if your thing got to be something, it could be a bevy of other things. It just can't be cheating. That's just how I feel about it.
You know what's interesting, Mario? Not to go too far off topic. I actually know a couple, right? I know both of them, right? And and it's funny because the woman has a little money and the other one is an athlete, right? And I've always they are a couple like this, like they solid, but they got an OnlyFans, right? And I don't know if she maybe just got an appetite that can't be quenched, but apparently they have an understanding because they do their own things. So I'll be trying. I've always tried to gauge is that love or is that opportunity? Because I don't know even that's cheating. Even if I'm with my girl and we doing these activities, to me that's kind of cheating.
I think you gotta find somebody who you can sign up with that for. Like some people might not value cheating. Some people might value a lifestyle more than they care about infidelity. Like some people might say, fuck, like Future said, I'd rather cry in a Bentley than to be happy in a Honda. It's some people who think like that. And I'm saying more power to you. But I always tell people you got to be real with yourself. And I know that's one of the things I can't take. Like I want to, like, I don't have a lot of people over my house. This is a fact. Everybody know that. I don't hang around because I leave money out. I leave my doors open. Like right now, any one of these people on this screen can fly into town and come to my house, and my wife can pick them up from the airport and they can go to the house while I'm at work. Not too many people. That's why I don't play that shit. So I don't trust people in my space. That's my thing. Now, some people might be like, fuck that, it is what it is. I'm getting money. I ain't worried about that. That's what they gonna do. I know some dudes who think like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You just got to find your thing. My thing is I got to be able to trust the people in my circle. That's on all levels.
Let me add one more thing. I will say this. Somebody just made a comment that said, cheating is true. You can forgive a lot of things, but cheating is the hardest. I think people take cheating personal, and that's why it's hard to forgive, because it ain't them actually cheating. It's you feeling rejected or inadequate, feeling like you wasn't enough. Because when I got cheated on, I didn't take it personal. I knew I was delivering in my mind physically, but apparently that person gave them something I couldn't. So what am I to do at that point? So I didn't take it personal as if I couldn't deliver the goods. I was just dating somebody who was a damn cheater. So they had a character flaw.
But the thing is this, man. Like on last show, we talked about why even be in a relationship if you're going to cheat. But when we look at it realistically, like that's all the relationships. Most of the relationships we see has an element of cheating in it at some point. So the cheating and relationships go hand in hand far more than monogamy. Like they just the truth. That's just the truth. So to think that it's not going to happen to you. What I'm saying is this. I agree with Mario on the note of I can't know that you're a cheater. I'm not going to just accept it. What I'm saying is I don't want to know. I'm not going to try to find out. And if you're cheating, you can do it in peace. I'm not going to try to find out. That's what conversation
was about. Not to cut you off, Chris.
Huh?
That's what conversation was about. Like, can that be their thing? It wasn't about is she sneaking doing it. No, I'm saying that's why that was a deep conversation, because she was like, could you be with a woman with that? Is like some dudes, because she was trying to flip it on him. Like I've seen the comments try to do. She was saying that women stay with dudes who are great providers, great daddies, great romantic.
It'll take nuts to leave. If you don't got the nuts, you just running your mouth.
Right.
I have a zero tolerance for cheating. If you cheat on me, I'm done. I might not break up with you that day, but as far as the relationship, I'm done with it.
Right.
If you're not like that, then you need to stop capping and running your mouth. All you're doing is fussing.
Yeah. I don't think most men are gonna be able to do it, because we most men are built off ego and pride. Like Tootie said, it's not even the point of, because I always say this: a lot of men stay when nobody knows she cheated on them. So it can see, that's one thing for sure about it. Be so funny when I be telling, like, so many women tell men how they feel, how they look at stuff, how they think. Oh, y'all lying. But I talk to a lot of dudes. And a lot of dudes I know have been cheated on, and they still with them. I talk to dudes been married 30 years. And then when you really start talking to them at men's conferences and all that, they wife done cheated on them maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. But now they done got over it, and that could be a testimony. But at that moment, they stayed because nobody knew.
Well, no.
It was a them thing. He cried inside. Like how they say men cry inside. That's what it was. But if the whole world know, shit, nigga leaving faster than he could. Because now he embarrassed. Now everybody knows his woman is a cheater and somebody else is jumping up inside of her. Like that's what, you know what I'm saying?
And everybody's gonna try now. And
everybody they're gonna try it too.
Hot light on.
You know they're going.
Yeah, like the donut place. Hot light on.
Because now everybody look at you like, boy, she get up. Now and he gotta deal with that pressure.
Oh man.
Right. I don't even want to put a woman through that. Because you're right, I can't deal with that pressure. Because now it might be the same hellos, but they hellos seem a little different now to me. I'm out of here, man. I can't deal with this shit. I gotta go to work. I gotta prepare to, man. I can't deal with that.
I'm out there. You gotta do it. You gotta do it incognito. To me, you gotta do it incognito, and I'm not.
And
gonna
guess what? The way the world's set up, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I want a nigga punching him out right now.
Yeah.
I ain't asking nobody to take care of me. I ain't asking nobody to provide for me. I'm not asking for nobody to protect me at all. So no, I don't have to stay. I'm out of here. You the one want provision. You the one want protection, not me.
And statistically, I'm in a better position.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, but my favor ain't fair and life ain't easy. So hey, don't sue me.
Well, let me ask you something. Since I'm the man outside of this circle, right? On this question, we just talked about dating. We talked about Brittany Rayner, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. Whoa, if you wasn't dedicated to wanting a relationship, the cheating aspect out here right now is just trendy. It's almost like monkey swinging vine to vine. Y'all got daughters. I do not. I really revere, I'm glad that I missed that financial obligation as a father.
Ooh.
I knew that. But this is a conversation. We just talked about cheating. Y'all men. Y'all are now grown men. Y'all were all Hall of Fame players in your heyday. Would you tell your daughter to stay with a cheater if she was in a relationship with a dude that cheated? I want to go second on this, man, but I'm going to go to Chris first because he's the most, marketable father on this panel. Would you tell your daughter to stay in a relationship with the guy that's a cheater?
I disagree. I take a lot of notes from the fathers on this, the girl dads on this panel. But for me personally, I have a 13-year-old daughter, so my advice to her would be to not even date at this point because it's unreasonable to ask a teenage kid, young boy, for monogamy. That's just ridiculous. But when she become older of age to maturely date, honestly, I don't think it matters what I say because at the end of the day, from what I've seen, is we learn much more from our peers than we do our parents. We take their advice and their tutelage a lot more to heart than what we do with our parents. So what I would hope is, and again, I'm raising a little black girl who's going to turn to a black woman. I have yet in these 40 plus years to see anybody that black women want to listen to at all, period. They don't want to listen to anyone. They want to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. So my hope is from today at 13 to the time she's maturely dating, that there's some phenomenon come across the world that black men opinion matters. Fathers' opinions matter. I would hope that from her peers, if she ever have a question about something, the first thing out of her homegirl's mouth and other fellow black women mouth would be, what did your dad say? What did your dad think about that? Because as of right now, I don't believe that what I say is going to matter. I believe that what she's going to hear from other women is going to matter. And I don't believe that they care about generally what we say. So, and furthermore, if she do want to get into a relationship and the man's cheating on her, I would think it would be the best thing for me to stay out of her business because I would hope that she talks to that man about that situation and keep that in house. And if she decides that she wants to leave that man, just understand that the worst, I don't want to say the worst thing. I just want to say that it's so hard dating a woman that wants to be with another man, but the only reason why she's not with him is because he cheated. It's hard those women are hard to date because their heart is in another place. The only reason why she's not there is because he cheated and because she couldn't stomach the cheating. So what she's going to bring to you in that relationship is going to be hard. So again, I think that if she wants to leave, just understand that you have to make that decision to leave. I'm not going to make the decision for you, but whatever decision that you make, I will help guide you through that. But that is between you and the man that you choose. I hope that you choose a great man, and that's between y'all two.
Okay. Well, since I don't have publicly a daughter, all right, I will say this. as a big brother who had sisters, I felt like I was a good big brother. I gave it a game, and when they turned 18, they were unleashed like sheep unto the wilderness. And then when they did date certain guys, or a guy would ask me about dating my sister, I'm like, oh yeah, hey, that's her to make those decisions. But I was always get this caveat: hey, even when they got into relationships and married, I said I have no interruption or interjection in your relationship as long as you don't black her eye. You will never see me come your way. So when it comes to this question about the daughter thing, I think that I would advise my daughter to avoid whorish men, guys that don't have good intentions. However, if my daughter was in a relationship that I thought was impactful or beneficial, or I felt like the guy loved her, but man had some character flaws, I would just advise my daughter to make sure that her decision wasn't an emotional decision, because as an adult, even with men or anybody, this applies to anybody, like Mario said earlier about leaving, I always say this: I hate for people to leave off embarrassment knowing their heart is still there. So you left because you feel rejected, or you feel like a fool because everybody know that this person cheated, but you can't move forward because you're still in love with this person. So I would give my daughter the advice to say, hey, have this conversation and explore why the person cheated, before you leave, knowing that you're still tied to this young man who hopefully can grow from that mistake. Because oftentimes we don't miss a woman until she leave, or we don't see the value until she's unattainable. Oftentimes we do mess up like that. So when she's gone, we see some things that we didn't see before. So I think that would be the advice that I give to my daughter. And yeah, because women mature faster than men, and a lot of these young men are coming from bad environments, don't know about emotional intelligence, may not have had a father. So I would ask my daughter, if I think he was worth it, to give him a little grace. You know, that would be my advice, Chris.
Before we go on, I see Vanessa and
Loose.
Amber chimed in, and they say, and what I'm saying is this: what do you think the stripper's father said to them? What do you think the prostitute father said to them?
Mm.
It's a lot of I don't know what world we're looking at where the women honestly listen to their fathers like that. I don't see it. I've dated so many women that didn't listen to their father. So I didn't know it was a new phenomenon going on, that we for one think that black men advice is good, and that we actually listen to our fathers when we're grown. Like I didn't know what world that is. Like I didn't know that they do that. Do y'all know that happens? I had no idea, but maybe it's me, because I see a lot of women with terrible guys, and I'm sure they father disagreed with that guy. But I guess I'm in another planet.
Mario.
Well, that was a good point, Chris, because I know the next comment is gonna say that all the strippers in America never had fathers,
All
and
of them.
all the strippers in
Mhm.
America, daddies were horrible.
All
But
of them.
I know that's coming, so that's why I don't even, because it's so
Yeah,
There it
crazy.
is.
I knew
Real
it.
talk,
There it is, right there.
I remember when I first got to Atlanta before I answered the question, and I had my daughter young. So when I first got here, I was frequenting the strip clubs up here because they have delicious wings, and I was bumping into a lot
That's
of
all.
young girls, because you got most people who start stripping, they start stripping at 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you know what I'm saying? That's another show, but they be young. So then you'll start hearing this stuff, and you'll be like, man, where you grew up? Oh, I grew up, mama and daddy. Oh, loving. Oh, I go to Georgia State. I go to Spelman. Oh, I went to this school. I'm just here for this, and this. Like, all strippers don't snort powder and run off and fuck every dude in the club. There's a lot of strippers that are actually in there for a purpose and get the hell on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it might be. They might just be misguided or out of state, so nobody gonna know about this little endeavor they're on right now, why they in Sin City. But that go on a lot though. But I'm gonna tell, that's crazy, because I done had this conversation with my daughter. My daughter in college right now, and the advice I give my daughter, I always tell her that because we grew up a little closer because we're a little closer in age than normal. And I always tell her, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna be real with you. You my poo-poo. If a nigga cheat on you, fuck him. Leave him, and I'll help you leave. Leave that night, and I'll ship your shit to the apartment tomorrow. Because you my baby. But it's because I love you. But it's because you're a piece of me. But you can't expect that from the another guy. So I always tell her, so the answer is yes. I, as her father, am going to tell her to leave. Value yourself, know your worth. I want her to be treated like a queen at all times because that's my princess. But I always be real with her and say, understand, to a dude at your age, you're a piece of ass. Now, you might be a good piece of ass that he might see potential in becoming something else. But right now, he's looking at you. He's looking at you. He's looking at what you can have. Oh, you have this. And I was more, because my daughter went there and stayed in an apartment, had her own car. So I was a little nervous, like she going to get with a jackass and he going to use her, sweet talk her, be driving her car around. We're going to get into it. Like, this is in my head. I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't stop it. Because to piggyback off Chris, they're not going to listen to your dad. You're going to say you're going to listen to me. You're going to swear to God you're going to listen to me. You're going to tell me all the good stuff about Silly Bo, but you're never going to tell me all the other shit about him. That's just the reality of it because all of us do it. But I always say, I definitely want that, and I want that, and I want that. But that's what I want as a father. Of course I want that. But I would be realistic with her and tell her this. The minute you graduated from high school and you got a job, your social security number was activated. You are now living your own life. She can come on this show and she'll tell you this right now. I am an advisor. You have did everything I needed you to do in life. You graduated high school. You wasn't pregnant. You wasn't stripping. You don't have no diseases. I am proud of you. Now, from this day forward, everything you do in your life affects you. Oh, yeah. So I don't want you to be with a cheater. I hope you will value yourself more. But if you don't, then that's on you. As long as he's not robbing you, holding you hostage, or beating your ass. Now I would hope that from my, from how I've shown you that I've loved you, you know how to value yourself and how a man should. And I think that's why I have open conversations even before I got married to my wife about like, this is why I'm doing this. Like, this is how a woman should be honored. Like, I feel like she deserved this. This is why I didn't marry your mama. Like, we had real conversations because a lot of times when you don't have those gaps, and you can tell a child anything, but what are they seeing you do? So it's easy to say, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And you swinging and in the club and doing all that shit, they're going to be like, shit, they're going to value me and they're going to say, my dad is a good guy and he resembles this guy. So then you fucked up. And when the dude told me that, I said, damn, I got to get my shit together. They're just being real. Because like Chris said, they're going to look at what you do and they're probably going to mimic that. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I'm going to tell my daughter to leave a cheater the minute she catch it. She probably won't, but that's what I'm going to tell her.
That's a good point, Mario. Listen, I did it.
Not going to listen.
Listen, I did it. I did it one time, Hardy, who daddy was a player. You know, it was hard to date her because it wasn't, listen, she didn't believe no dude, so I just left that alone. Zay, the latest man, did I go to you?
No, not yet. I am. I'm a girl dad at that. And Piff, I actually do have I feel like a wonderful relationship with my daughter. We talk about everything. Hell, her mom get mad at me and tell me I tell her too much. But I just try to arm my daughter with as much knowledge that she can make the best decisions possible going forth in life. And I also do that under the guidance of knowing, well, I say this, hoping for the best, understanding that there's a worse. Yeah. Just prepare for it. I lost it in transition, but either way, I got my balance covered. But I do try to arm her with as much knowledge as possible. Why? Because I believe that everybody's smart in their own right, and they're gonna make the best decision for them. I'm gonna tell her and I'm gonna show her, why that's probably not gonna be the best. But I also understand that through leadership, people are gonna do 80% of the things that you tell them to do, and 100% of the things they see you do. So you always do got to be mindful, Mario. So that was a great point that you made. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell women, but I tell her this and I tell her that. but what is she seeing you do? Also, for guys, we got to be mindful of that too as well, because like you said, Mario, I'm a mirror person where I like to look in the mirror and chastise myself about the things that I'm short on and try to make myself better. I know that I'm a human. I know I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? I know I've made some mistakes, but I try to own up on those with her and show her that too. But I'm definitely no way, under no circumstance, telling my daughter to stay with a cheater. Just, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to ask her why. You know what I'm saying? Would you even want to do that? And allow her to explain herself. But again, at the end of the day, I do take the method of I'm going to stay out of it. My daughter's 12 years old. I tell her, I know at some point, I'm hoping at some point you're going to want to date men. Or I know you're going to date, and I'm hoping that it is men. I think that's the best way to say that. Right now, ain't that time. We still trying to get, magnet programs and things like that under wraps and running smoothly. We can't interject boys into that situation. That just confuses everything. That's a carbuncle. So, yep, it's going to be a big fat no for me.
Wait, Chris, I'm coming to you with an indictment. Mm-hmm. All right. I just want to highlight to everyone that most oftentimes 9.99 it's always the players that have the girls. I just want to say that. But listen, your daughters, you're going to be the first man that she falls in love with, right? So, fellas, think about this. I told you I dated someone who daddy was the love of her life. Listen, my daddy. And I guess her daddy might have been a player. She's seen some stuff. Those are the most difficult women to date because everything you try to do is game. She don't believe nothing. It's just pure ridiculous. But sorry to say that, Chris. I just had to add that too.
Even with them,
so you should have probably screamed for the fifth.
Oh, man.
You should have called the fifth because you ain't no player, Elroy.
ain't no player. even with them women, man, they still defy their daddies. Like I'd have been driving in women cars that they daddy bought. You know damn well your daddy don't want me driving that car. I'd have been sleeping. I'd have been staying at women's houses when they was in college. I know your daddy don't approve of this. So this whole world where it's just women that listen to their daddy, I just don't see that. I hope this is a collaborative effort. I hope our women say, look, listen to your father, especially the active fathers that's here. Because I'm not gonna tell her nothing that's gonna hurt her. I'm gonna tell her everything that I think that's gonna make her better. But I need the women that's around her, the peers, the older women that she talks to. The first thing I want them to say to her is, what did your father say? What did your dad think? And if you do that, if her peers do that and women do that, then it'll be much, much easier for us. I promise you that. But it's going to be a collaborative effort. That's what I think.
It's something
Sounds
about
good on the surface, Chris.
But listen, it's something about a father's daughter. Now, a dude that's a father, there's something special about that.
I just want to say this. You know the difference, though? I can say this. I think exactly what Chris said. Every woman going to go through something, right? But then you're going to get to an age, and I was just going to say that for my wife chimed in. But you can tell a woman who daddy was present in their life, because when they get to the point of like, they're not going to kiss too many frogs. So they're going to be like, all right, now, goddamn, now. I do have a visual of, I'm tripping. I know what a good man is. Like, I know this, what it is. Like, from, like, Jaleesa, like, watching her and her daddy relationship, I think made me and my daughter a little strong, because she probably didn't listen. I'm pretty sure she dated people before. Well, she dated people before me, and of course they weren't as good as me. And I'm pretty. And meeting her daddy, she was like, I was trying to tell my daughter, "Daddy got like you all the time," and she was fucking up. I'm so glad she found you, son. And I seen the glee in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? When she know that that me and her was together. And I always said, for me and his conversation, that I want that with my daughter. Like, I want to shake a dude's hand, knowing, like, all right, them talks I had, that conversation, she might have fucked up along the way, but she came back home and she got right. It may not be perfect, but I can go on to the other place knowing she in good hands with this guy right here, and they gonna be okay. Like that little I seen him do, I was like, yeah. So now I have a more realistic conversation with my daughter, because I admired that. Like his conversation with me, because I was like, I never heard no woman ever tell me that they dad or dude to tell me that they wife daddy said this to them or did this to them or felt that. I never seen that. So when he was talking to me about like I was so worried, that's my baby girl. Like I'm getting older. Who is she gonna talk to? But now I feel so good. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, favor ain't fair. I told Jaleesa that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes God shines on the just, what is the unjust? And at this point, you know, a star was born and your daughter got lucky. Player.
With a Latin lamp around somewhere.
I will say that might be the good takeaway because a good father. Listen, I've dated a girl who father. Listen, some of y'all fathers create monsters, some of the most spoiled monsters ever. But I do think you can appreciate. She's gonna have a kind of a blueprint because you're trying to date them women. You just can't tell her anything, and even the ones like shall I say, oh, they don't listen at first. At some point, she comes back to her dad teachings and trust that because that one, the daughter that got the relationship with the dad, it does show at some point. And like I said, you ain't gonna be able to tell her anything, and she's gonna usually have a standard or a blueprint of what she's looking for.
And I'm gonna say this, but before I don't want to beat this dead horse, but I'll say this. Right now, I always tell. I know I told this too. I said one time he was talking about it. I said, "You got to talk to your daughter because she gonna be somebody's wife one day." So now, all to do we trying to protect her from picking the wrong dude, but we trying to stop her from joining the kitty cat committee too, because I want to make sure that she understands like it's okay to be submissive. That's not a bad thing. It's okay to be loving. It's okay to be enduring. If you follow God and the man who chooses you is God, you know what I'm saying? Is loving you to the utmost, then he gonna cherish you and he not gonna abuse you. So you won't have no worry about fighting and tussling with him and him making bad decisions for y'all family. He gonna be making good decisions because he gonna put you first. So that's a good thing to understand with your daughter. Like all the love y'all putting into him, you can see as I get to see my daughter now in the dating world, and I don't like it. So I'm not one of them progressive daddies. So I don't. Jaleesa tell me all the time, and my mama, her mama, and everybody that I'm too hard, and I don't give a fuck because that's who I am, and I don't trust dudes. So because I know who I was. So I'm just gonna keep being like I seen Anthony say, the provider and the protector, and the lover. I'm gonna just keep. That's my role. Now, if somebody want to come in and give you the rays of light and be nice and all that, the nurturer, that's our mama. I'm gonna be this guy. I'm the guy who like I'm gonna shake guys' hand, look them straight in the eyes, and let them know like, bro, I'm cool if you here or if you're not. She gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I feel. So,
hey, I salute y'all because of the karma of it, Chris and Marika. I'm pretty sure you're gonna meet some dudes and you see a young version of yourself that you be want to be like, yeah. You ain't there.
I mean, yeah.
I think you got to leave a barometer for error, though, a room for error, margin for error, because, like you said, Horace, you're gonna tell them, or Chris, you're gonna feel like you're not getting through at first, but they got to go out there and test the waters. It's the same thing that we did. People told us not to do things growing up, and we went right out there and did it first. Then we realized and came back around. I guess we had to say, "Damn, you was right. You told us." But I mean, it's harder for women. Women don't really apologize. You know what I'm saying? They deflect.
That's my whole point.
Stand on up, but it's okay. The point that I'm making is I'm gonna plant the seed, Chris. I'm gonna water it. You feel? I'm gonna nurture it. I'm gonna talk to it, and then I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna hope that it blooms the right way. You gotta train the child.
That's my whole point.
They don't stray.
My whole point is, dog, like I didn't listen to my parents. I listened to my peers more than I listened to my parents. After in retrospect, when I become a parent and when I come older, those stories or whatever those teachings reflect on me.
But some people do listen though, you know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure of it, but I think most people tend to not listen to that.
And I would tell my daughter, I don't want to hear about most people. It's somebody who are valedictorian every year. So I don't want to hear that most people in the school ain't. How about you try to be that? How about you try to be the one daughter that do listen? How about you try to be the one daughter that don't have to date 20 frauds? How about you try to be that? I ain't leaving no error. Fuck the room. How about you try to be the best and don't think about the rest? And then if you fall short, then we fall short on high ground. Don't tell me about what everybody else doing. Don't tell me about it. I just trying to get wild. I don't want to hear that shit. I want you to be the best at all times. Goddamn it.
That's toxic masculinity, Demario.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
toxic
okay.
masculinity.
And
You
that
can't do
toxic
stuff
got
like that.
me. My
You
daughter
can't be hard. You can't
about
be
to graduate college with a degree, and she been working and take care of us. Hey, I'm okay. That's
You
why
gotta be understanding though. You gotta be whatever.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta let her live her truth.
Yeah,
Man,
I know.
fuck
Hey
all
man,
that.
listen. I salute y'all as fathers because let me tell you some scenarios that I have. Listen, we all were those dudes. Say my daughter is, what's the girl from the city girl? JT, the little fine one. Ask her father. She's a grown. She's an adult. She can do whatever she wants to. But Puff Daddy come to my house, I might get that joker the spree well on the Go get your worm ass out of my house.
That's funny you call Mario.
Yeah.
Puff Daddy.
I feel you. That's crazy. I heard a thing on the news this morning, a prank from nephew Tommy. The dude worked hard, and his daughter 25 and she in college, and the dude called and said he 45 and he was no, he was 50 and just get out of jail 5 years ago, getting his life back, and he was marrying his daughter. That nigga lost his mind.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm telling BB, I'm dead serious. Yes, I'm dead ass serious. You goddamn right.
Bruh, I might lose it. Puff Daddy, you ain't gonna give my daughter them worms. Get out of here, old sucker.
Hey, he doing it good. That right there, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
You can't combat that. You cannot combat. You just gotta hope she come from up underneath that spell.
And she is
that's that margin of error. That's what that margin of error not for them. It's for you. For you to be like,
it's for me. I already tell my daughter this. Like right now, my daughter have a boyfriend. Right, this is my house. I'll pay for this house. Everything in it. I don't bid to you. I said the nigga ain't coming here. That's what I said. It ain't no error. It ain't no margin of error in my house. You got me fucked up. Now, what you do in Tallahassee is what you do. But in my house, I'm not bending to you. I'm not appeasing you. I work hard for this. What I'm telling you, like Chris said, what I'm telling you is right. You're not laying up with no nigga in my house. So if you choose to not come and stay at my house because you don't want to follow my rules, then guess what? You made a choice. You're always welcome here. You're my daughter. You can leave your apartment right now and stay here rent-free and eat my refrigerator till it's dry, and we'll fill it up. But if you choose not to, understand your Social Security number is different than mine. I have a house, multiple cars. You don't. You should be on this side of the fence. If you want to be on that side of the fence, I have more wisdom than money. So yeah, I think you should. It behooves you to listen to me more than take my money and run.
Exactly.
Bruh, comment. Some women like older men, and we're referring to she's never leaving, but why would she? As father, I think that there are times where you just gotta throw in the flag. Because me personally, I know women date older men and all that stuff, but my 20-year-old daughter ain't coming home with no 40.
That's older than Chris, your mama.
Bruh, it's not. That's one of those moments.
People don't understand that. No, her mama should have her when she was young. Puff Daddy is older than her mama. That's fucking crazy.
I gotta step
What do you
down.
think the daddy said? What do you think the daddy said?
Bruh,
you gotta drop that.
Who knows I've never heard her mention the daddy, but that's one of those moments. Yeah. Let me test and see how much you love him, because I'm about to put this pressure on Diddy. All right, Diddy gonna have to. This gonna be. It ain't gonna be easy.
See, I can't control that. I don't listen. I tell
those are some moments you do have to say, okay, listen.
I can't.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just telling you, I'm not accepting it. I'm not saying I'm never gonna stop loving you. I'm never gonna stop being there for you, but I'm never gonna accept it. See, that's the difference. Like, no, you're not coming to a family event with him and pull up and be like, hey, this is my +1. No. No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that don't mean I don't love you. I'm just drawing boundaries, bro. Boundaries have to be set. That's what's wrong with these kids. It's too much. Oh, it's okay. If we don't bend, then we gonna lose them. So you gotta have communication. See, no, you don't. Fuck all that. No, you don't. You gotta be strict and have boundaries, because my boundaries are right. I'm standing firm on the side of righteousness. You can't waver. I'm not wavering on righteousness. You don't bend the right side. No, fuck that. You're wrong. I'm right. And you come on over here. And if you don't want to come over here, stay out there. It's cold.
That's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm telling
That's
you.
just what it is. It's hard, and I'm not telling you as a
Well,
father. Jaleesa can tell you this. It hurts sometimes. I want my daughter. Sometimes she don't call me as much as she used to. I'm standing on the side of righteousness, though. That's what you understand. Like I have to be right, because then in the 2 years from now, she can be like, "Damn, Daddy, you know what? You was right. You was nothing to me." I'm not gonna let you fall on your face, but sometimes you gotta get close enough to that ground to understand your errors of your ways. Why I can still protect you. When I'm 60, I might be living off my damn 401k and my investments. But right now, if you fall on your face, I can help you get back up. So shit, I need you to go ahead and make all the mistakes you can make right now. But I gotta stand right here and say, nah, that's wrong. And I don't give a damn if you daddy being unreasonable, daddy don't want to, all that. I am. But that's who I am.
And the moms should say, "What did your dad say?"
And that's
her
the same
friends should
thing.
say,
They
"What
don't.
did your dad say?"
They
Right.
don't.
And then they be like, because that's the thing. But I ain't gonna lie, Chris. I went back and forth with that because as providers and protectors, most time it's hard. You asking a lot from a nurturer. Just like, so I don't even expect her mama to be as hard as me because that's not her place in life. That's why families that be together, it's the yin and the yang and y'all working together. So when you separate, it's not no balance.
That's just hard, right?
Like me and Nicole never gonna be on the same thing because she has to be the nurturer. I gotta be the protector. But we never on the same page. Because
that's cool. And I get that. That's why when there's a difference between what my BM say and what I say, I always say, hey, I always consider what she says.
right.
I don't never just say, oh, don't listen to your mother. I take in consideration what she says. I just say, I think that women who choose to have babies by men who should be having babies by men that they believe has good leadership skills should say, hey, defer to what your father say. I believed in him enough to have his child. I loved him at one point.
That never happened.
But go by what your father say. You know, there's no one else in this world besides me that loves you more than your father. What did he say? Go with that.
And I believe that's happening. That's definitely happening. It just happened on the other side more because they see themselves as those little girls. And they feel a connected, like your daddy being too hard. I understand how it is to be a little girl. I understand. But see, when you're in the same house, it don't matter if you understand. But I see right now, you can say I don't want him to come home, but you can't say that for Colette house.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So I can't tell Nicole not to let Jayla and her dude come to her house.
Yeah.
See, if I have another little girl or if Mario, it don't matter if Jaleesa say, hey, let them come. They're not coming here. Because we in the same, see what I'm saying? We in the same fortress. So then she going to have to say what you said, Chris. What did your daddy say? You see what I'm saying?
And I get that.
That's a hard
lesson, Chris. I think it should be pushed nationwide. I think that should be what it is. You should always defer to your dad. You had a baby by this man. You should have trusted the man that you had a baby by. Defer to him.
I agree. Listen, you don't have no complaints with me. That's the most logical thing you said when it comes to this argument. I'm agreeing 100%. It's hard. That's why you kind of want. That's why I always tell people you kind of want I always wanted my baby mama to get married to a good dude. So at least I know it's some kind of balance instituted back into their relationship because most guys don't think that way. Because if you was to marry a girl, you would say that same thing, like in your house. Like you see what I'm saying? So once a man is present in their atmosphere, then it'll be balance created back again. That's why I always wanted her to be like, now I want you to get married, get you a good husband, and ride off into the sunset.
All right. Listen, guys, I wanted to address one comment, but I'm not. Somebody flipped it and said men date younger women all the time. And that may be true, but I don't condone it and we don't condone it. I know I have a cutoff as far as younger women. I never want to,
we don't condone. Exactly.
Yeah, my wife's younger than me, but I'm not
dating young women. Like being in the same scenario as the public. I personally couldn't date somebody too young for my physical pleasure.
What's too young?
Shit in their 20s. How far we going? We're gonna have some good physical time. Other than that, I know I ain't got it's nowhere that it can go.
Think about what's been going on with your 30 and 40s dating. How good has that been? You've been complaining for damn near 2 months now about
I'm
the 30s
not.
and 40s.
No longer than that, Chris.
Listen, those are war veterans. I'm not dating nobody in no 20s because it can't go. It cannot go nowhere long, Chris. I'm not gonna take her innocence, and you know what I mean. Like
28,
it's gonna be
29.
good for me.
I must say this though.
28,
It's better-
29.
Men mature later, so
Not
you have a
even
better chance of
under
it working.
33.
You have a better chance of it working when it's a older man with a younger woman.
Because she ain't seen that yet. Because she ain't been she ain't bitter yet. She ain't got no baggage yet. It be the 30 and 40-year-old talking about what she ain't gonna take. It's almost like a Jedi mind trick. I'm not standing for this. What? See how long that
Yeah, see, that's why
you only got a couple of more years to stand anyway, baby.
The little bitty chicks you got to stay away from, and the cougars is what you really want because they at the last end of their rope. Them spring chickens, you got to stay the fuck away from them. But them just
yapping, boy.
They want to be roosters. They want to be eagles. They want to be everything. That age group right there, that's that death zone right there. They done kissed a bunch of frogs.
And they talk back.
They mad. They just upset. They just man. They know everything. They don't listen to nobody. They tired of playing. They ain't got time for shit no more.
Everything.
All the above.
I ain't got time for nothing. You 34, motherfucker. You
got time. You got motherfucking time. You watch all the shows of power in 1 week day. Yeah. You got time, goddamn.
Bro, you at dinner. Tony used to eat like that. Who is Tony? Oh, goddamn it.
Damn.
What age is too much for y'all?
Goddamn rules, and you 40. Stop playing.
I can't date anyone under 35. Now I must say, a lot of the younger women in that between 30 and 35 seem to have they have a more better outlook on dating than the veterans that we're mentioning. But because I know, because then I'm gonna fall in love with her. Then when I get a little older, she gonna leave me. Now I'm one of them dudes that's out there in the rain crying. We've seen a lot of old dudes wife a young girl, and then one day she didn't got back with another young dude, and he just hurt. So it don't work out good for you, Chris. I'm sorry.
But what if she your age and cut off the fun box for the last 10 years? At least if she leave you, you'd have fun. You'd have fun the whole relationship. Man, please. I say I'm not hollering at, actively pursuing a 20, like 20 in the 20s. My cutoff is probably 28, 29. I'm not actively pursuing that, but I'm catching all alley-oops that's thrown to me.
Bro, I'm not going. I don't care what age
different. He ain't talking about smashing.
I'm talking about all that. No, I'm talking about if you just got one that say, hey, she like the show, she seen Chris and she want to holler at me, then I'm gonna do that. I take
a 28-year-old woman might have a mind of a 35-year-old woman. See, that's like that. So when women, it could be it depending on how she grew up, the environment. Women could be. I done met some women who young, they very mature, like you know what I'm saying. But into the infants, like Puff Daddy. Let's get back to the point. Puff Daddy and what else? Young Miami. That's damn near your granddaddy. That's all I'm saying. Like right now, that's the equivalent right now. You at 40 dating a fucking 18-year-old. That's just that can't happen. That's what I'm saying.
It shouldn't happen. It happens, but it shouldn't happen.
When Puff Daddy was dancing all the people videos and shit like that, Creature wasn't born.
Yeah,
that can't happen.
Yeah, Shining Suit was out. She wasn't even born. Listen, I must say this for Chris. When we wrap up, I don't care what age they are. There is no fun box. There is no Tootie Towns.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
What is fun box with what is life without a fun box?
I can dig it. I definitely understand. That's why I think you should reconsider. You can use maybe a 29. But
this be
30 this year.
I love this conversation. That's why I'm happy that we're recording live. It goes back to a conversation I always said. One thing that keeps the fun box flowing is what? Visual appearance.
Libido.
That everybody said don't matter that much.
Nah, fit. Because a lot of fun boxes that don't fit.
Tell you got to be attracted. If you fuck around and let yourself go, be like, I don't want to fuck with that. then you fucked. I don't see that. I see that a lot.
They got low standards now.
Right,
low standards. Boy, they got a shape and they got this here.
Because you're gonna be working around somebody who's gonna be in it. Like, it'll be realistic. Most cheating happen at work or around those kind of places.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Everybody, as we log off, if you think that my outlook on dating is bad, please share your comments as we log off, because my friend Monique Myers says that my outlook on dating is bad. She is single. I am single. So I really want to explore how this is an expert witness on this subject.
You already explored.
Yeah,
I thought you explored already.
Yeah. Somebody agree with me.
Some friend.
Vanessa. What? Vanessa. That's why you would never.
Coke 45.
Close. So you laugh a little hard. You better.
Hey, but I say Coke 45. Goddamn.
Billy D. Like 45. 45 and 30. That's what Tudor said. 30, right? 35. That's
your dog holiday, I got you.
He said 33.
45 and 35, good. I thought he was gonna say like 30.
Hey, close the comments, man. I'm gonna listen. We ran over. I'll leave my compatibility to next week, man. I'm gonna go to the love doctor who has a heart behind him.
Oh man, this ain't nothing but a book that's called Budget Trumps Love by my homeboy's wife, Jaleesa. Y'all need to go get that. I actually seen it on Audible for our audio book. I'm gonna now I can finally read it. So, but thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, ladies, for your comments. We appreciate you. We really, really appreciate you. Continue to push us, continue to share, continue to like, subscribe, especially to our YouTube page, because we get money back from that. So go ahead and give us a like, share, and subscribe for that. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Next, I'm going to the hyena on the show tonight. Zay the ladies, man.
Well, shit, Mario the one laughing. Goddamn. You shouldn't have said Colt 45, Mario.
Get off my paperwork.
Hey, listen. That's all right. Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to follow up with Chris with the share. Continue to like, ladies. We appreciate the input. We as men need it so that we can kind of analyze that situation and give feedback. Something that I like to share. I just share with you guys. It is tax season. Today I got the chance to do the taxes of a brand new 18-year-old U.S. citizen filing for the first time. And man, I got a chance to introduce her to what life is going to continuously be like for the rest of her life. So like Mario said, once you hit 18, that Social Security is different. But she was actually pleased. So hey, come to Team Fire. Say that again, my brother.
I thought we wasn't going as low as 18.
Yeah, no, this is about taxes.
Never mind.
Don't listen to nothing they say.
Yeah, listen to everything that they say. I'm definitely not messing with a damn 18. I got a daughter. No, I can't do it. But I appreciate y'all for coming in. Share, tag. I'll let y'all next Monday.
All right. Well, just for record, I was filing exempt till I was like 25. Yeah. Super Mario Senior.
Hey man, I pretty like the guy said. We're gonna keep saying the same thing, man, because we hoping if we say it repeatedly, it'll happen. Share, like, and tell everybody around you that there's some cool guys that be on every Monday night at 9. And if you want to get enlightened, you want to laugh, or if you want to hate, come on through, man. We're gonna be here every Monday at 9 o'clock, man. We appreciate everybody coming. And Horace always offers for people to come on, so you don't have to sit in the land of typing and thumbing through your phone. You can actually come on and make a guest appearance. And it could be premeditated, so you can go get your hair done, your makeup, and all that. They come on this thing with your great lighting, and even with a whole crew. Just come on and let us hear what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because we here to we don't want it to be one-sided all the time. Most of the time, but not all the time. Thank you for coming.
Make sure your wig is right.
We close out.
Make sure.
As we close out, yeah, we offer anyone that wants to come on or do a special show. We have done a host of shows with some very notable people. So come on. If you want to comment, great. If you want to hate, come on. We got a whole group of them that be here. Hell, y'all might even have jackets. Everybody that was in this comment box, I dare you to hit share, please. Just like you get the offer, just like you get a good word, share it, because we're trying to do community outreach. So you hit that share button, you help us, and you might help a friend, because each of y'all got a single friend, a lonely friend that can really benefit from what we're saying. So I applaud you, and I invite you to hate me again next Monday. So welcome and thank you for joining the Black Super Friends podcast. Let me find the exit. Hit the share button, goddammit.
There you go.